Okay, I wanted to record a little video that talked about the difference between straight keys and paddles as it regards new CW operators and whether they should start learning on a straight key or learning on a paddle. Straight keys are of course simpler. They only do what you touch them to do. So the advantage is that as you learn code and you learn to copy it in your head, as you're learning the characters and the numbers and the punctuation, what you hear in your head can automatically translate from your hand to the key. So if you think of the letter A, da-da, you just touch it, and that's what the hand key is going to do. Now, if you're sending letters that have a lot of dits in them, that's when using a straight key gets a little more complicated and requires a little more precision. If I send the letter S, then I am controlling the length and spacing of those dits. If I'm sending the letter O, again, I'm controlling the timing and the spacing of those DAWs. If you're doing it on a paddle, the paddle's doing it for you. So we did the A. Now with the paddle, your dits are on the left-hand side, your DAWs are on the right, and as long as you hold one of these sides down, it's going to send a continuous stream of either dits or DAWs. So in the case of the A, da-da, I'm just going to touch each side once, but I've got to get the timing right. And it's taking care of the amount of time for a dit and the amount of time for a DAW. So the DAW. As opposed to a straight key, it's only doing what I tell it to do. So advantages and disadvantages. The advantage then of a paddle is that it's going to give you precise timing. When you do that same thing on a straight key, you're controlling the timing of those DAWs and the dits. But it should be going straight from your head to the key. And of course it's more work. There's more going on if I send Paris on a hand key than if I'm moving the paddle. Not much motion there. The big difference, and I think the drawback for a beginner with a paddle, is you're doing something different with a paddle than what you're learning to copy in your head. You're learning with a paddle, what you're having to concentrate on is when to release the paddle as much as when to press it. So if I'm sending an S versus an H, we're not counting dits, but there is a different number of dits. H is a longer character, and trying to know when to let go is a very different operation than simply making the sound on a straight key. H, 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 H. So I had to know to let go. If I don't let go in time, I'm not sending an H anymore. If I let go too soon, I'm sending an S instead of an H. If I'm doing a character that's got both in it, like a B, I have to know to let go at the right time, as opposed to when you're using a straight key. It's just, at least for me, the nature of the sound of a B is going to go straight from my head to the straight key. As opposed to here, I've got to think about, I need to know when to let go. Maybe that's not a big deal to some people. The paddle is certainly going to let you send cleaner sounding code. It's just that you're also going to have to learn a little bit about the paddle. Now, I haven't talked at all about squeeze keying. Squeeze keying is when you squeeze both sides of the paddle together at the same time. That's referred to as iambic. And you can hear that it's da-da, da-da, da-da. It's just going to keep doing that. As long as you've got the keys squeezed, it can result in fewer movements of your hand with some letters I think for a beginner you should not worry about iambic keying. But, alright, to sum up, straight key, paddle, they are both ways to send Morse code. You're going to be doing more movement and moving your hand more with a straight key. It's going to cost you a little bit less money to get into than a paddle. You don't have to worry about configuring a keyer like you do with a paddle. If you've got a very simple radio that doesn't have an internal keyer, you're pretty well going to be stuck with a paddle unless you buy an external keyer. So those are the pluses and the minuses, and hopefully that was helpful.